Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, breaking down the Raptors, 125-119, massive W against the Boston Celtics. And folks, we aren't worried about 3.5 quarters of this game. No, it's put to rest because this, in the last, the full fourth quarter and the overtime period, this was a preseason classic. This was a masterpiece of basketball. This got me juiced. This got me excited for this year's regular season. So we got a lot to break down into, and I said it in the games leading up to preseason. I said it in our last live stream, our post-game reaction and stuff. The real interesting narratives, the real interesting storylines coming down the stretch as we inch closer and closer for the real games to start counting, right? It's the deep bench. It's who's going to make a roster spot, right? Who on that squad, whether you're a two-way, whether you're an unguaranteed guy. Some people are even calling for guaranteed players to get cut. And you know what? Most of them made their case tonight. All of them that stepped on the floor made a case for why they should be on this roster, right? It's not like years past where, we have our deep bench guys. Will they end up making it? Will they, we're picking between Ishmael Wainwright, Sam Decker. We're picking between, let's look back to Julian. No, we got some solid NBA veterans at the end of the bench right now. And it's just absolutely wild. And we got the chat popping off right now here. People asking where Riker is. Don't worry about Riker. Riker will be back. He'll be good. But, we gotta dive into this game because it was absolutely nuts. We're doing a little recap before we talk about the players because the start of this game was just it was a dumpster fire for the Toronto Raptors, and not even that we were playing horrible. It's just we were playing horrible. It's not that we looked like bad basketball players. It looked like the guys just didn't care. They're kind of hucking up threes. They're kind of just randomly playing out there lethargically, not really trying to get back on help side defense. Nick Nurse tried switching up, running some zones. The first 3 quarters of this game didn't matter. It wasn't until we got a lineup of, I think it was Delano, Banton, the deep bench guys. Delano, Banton was out there. Juancho was out there for a little bit. Gabe Brown came in later, but DJ Wilson, Josh Jackson, Jeff Dowtin, these are the guys, Christian Koloko, that really were the bright spots in this game. Now, the first guy we got to talk about, the first guy we got to rave about, because while the Raptors were down in this hole, one man truly brought us back. One man really struck the fire underneath our game. Koloko and Banton were solid contributors throughout, but one guy that has to get his flowers, has to, be celebrating tonight is Josh Jackson Jr. He got the post-game interview. He's getting the hype, and he deserves a lot of the credit for why the Raptors were able to cut that 15-point deficit and end up winning this game against the Boston Celtics, which we really had no business trying to win. Well, not trying to win, but actually winning. Josh Jackson in this game had 13 points in 17 minutes, 5 of 8 from the field, 1 of 3 from the three-point line. That 3 that he did hit was extremely important, but was plus 24 for the game, and his handle, I said it after the first game, is smooth. It is just, he's out here crossing bys up with 2 and 3 players in traffic. He's coming down the lane doing spin moves like Spicy P, and he's finishing over people. Josh Jackson was known to be a slasher when he was drafted by the Phoenix Suns, and he still has that ability. The question mark is still the 3-point shot, but he looked confident. The last one was a little bit sketchy, but he looked confident on the first 2 that he took, and I hate to say it because everyone knows I'm a Champagnie stan. I'm a homer for Justin Champagnie. But my goodness, Josh Jackson he's even winning me over. He's winning me over with these types of performances. And I don't know what the Raptors are going to do. I'm going to dive into actual debates and start seeing what people have to say in the chat as this video goes along. But there's no doubt, there's no other way to put it. Josh Jackson's making his presence known, making his presence felt on Masai Ujiri, Nick Nurse, all the people with actual decision-making power, because he has been absolutely ridiculous. But he sort of sparked the run. The 2 guys that I think kept us in it, played with energy throughout, were Christian Koloko and Delano Banton. I'll get through Banton first because I'm of the opinion Delano Banton has no risk of getting cut from this team. He's too fast. He's too explosive. And if he did, Nick Nurse would have kept him out with that deep bench group because he was playing really well. He was helping spearhead the Raptors make a little bit of a comeback, but he looks so smooth, so confident on his drives at this point, and he's not getting that high of assist numbers. Only had 0 assists tonight, 8 points, 3 rebounds, but the way he's getting to the rim, the way he's just finishing through contact and not being pushed off a spot. Knocked down a couple mid-range jump shots in this game as well. Delano Banton's a surefire keeper. Let me know in the comment section if you guys agree, disagree. But Marcel's we got a super chat coming in from the legend himself, Marcel Martin. But he's transitioning for me, right? What we need to talk about. And that is Jeff Dowtin Jr. Because I loved him in preseason. I said it was essential. I said there was speculation. Not speculation. I speculated myself. I wondered. I pondered on video format if Jeff Dowtin could be a rotation player for this Raptors team. I pondered it. I didn't say it was happening. I didn't say he's going to be the next backup guard or whatever. But you see games like this. You see some performances that he had in the summer league, and you think, okay, this guy is a legit NBA point guard because he comes in. Now, I know he had that brutal free throw, which we'll discuss later, but he just gets to a spot in the mid-range and has some of them are half floaters, some of them are half jump shots, but it's what you see out of the elite guards when they shot create. They get to their mid-range spots. Guards, wings, Kawhi did it especially well, right, where you can just get to your spot with a tight handle. He's got size for the point guard position, and he is just money down there in the mid-range, almost at a 3-2 to end off the game. Missed his 2 threes, but other than those 2-3 misses, was 10 points, 2 rebounds, and the way he was working the pick and roll with guys like DJ Wilson, Kem Birch, Christian Koloko, he had 5 assists. This dude is a maestro out here, throwing dimes, working the paint, slashing and stuff. It's a sight to behold, man. The Raptors, they didn't have that depth at the point guard position last year, and now, obviously, the speculation was, would Malachi Flynn or Delano Banton take the step up? I think, because from my understanding, from my thoughts, right, people are talking like Dowtin might get cut and stuff. He's on a 2-way contract. I feel like 2-way guys really get booted off a team, so we'll see if Champagnie ends up replacing one of those spots. Ron Harper Jr. got 0 run in this game tonight, but Jeff Dowtin Jr. could be a guy that's properly in our rotation. We got another super chat coming in from the legend Marcel himself. How do you like our depth, Marcel? It's preseason, so it's tough to overreact. I'm gonna keep ranting about our bench guys, but it looks like these spots, these holes that the Raptors had in their roster, whether it be with shooting, whether it be with backup point guard play, whether it be with true centers coming off the bench, those holes could be plugged by the current squad, by the current roster we have. So, I don't know. Dowtin, Josh Jackson already made my points known. And people were flaming me last live stream for giving credit where credit's due, and Kem Birch actually had himself a decent game, where I thought he wasn't horrible. And yes, he still struggles as a rebounding center, even though he's fairly athletic for his height. He's only 6'9" at the center position. But you can't deny tonight, Kem Birch was really, really solid. He's looking back healthy. He's running the lanes. He's being mobile enough there as a big man. Still gets blown by guys like Peyton Pritchard and stuff, but most big men in the NBA are going to do that. For a third-string center, Kem Birch is very, very solid. And tonight, knocked out a couple fairly clutch threes, finished around the lane, has his classic patented flick shot. He has like 5-6 feet away from the rim. Kem Birch was great. One guy that might be a little bit polarizing in terms of opinions would be DJ Wilson, because I thought early in the fourth quarter, right, I thought he had his game going a little bit, but the fourth quarter, we'll talk about it in the segments. I'm not going to dive too much into DJ Wilson there, but the final player we're really going to rant on and rave about is Gabe Brown, because felt like we know from the Rico Hines scrimmages, we know from the moments that we've seen of the highlights, the talk around Gabe Brown is this man's a shooter. He catches the ball, and he's feeling like he's already hit about 20 already. And he came off the bench, came down, and the Raptors were on a little bit of a run. They needed a little bit of a momentum hitting shot, right? Like, when you're on that little bit of a run, you need that fire starter, that firecracker to really blow things open, right? Get the momentum really on your side. Gabe Brown just in transition. 3 guys back on defense for the Boston Celtics. He says, you know what? Full speed, I'm going to chuck up a transition 3. Bang, on the money. Comes down the next possession, off balance. His jump shot's a little bit low for your average NBA player, but it's on the left, so everyone with the left-handed jump shot looks a little bit strange on the TV. Coming to the right, shoots that left-handed midi. Bang! Once again, a 5-0 run for Gabe Brown himself. Obviously, he's the guy that's likely going to be on the 905 for this team, but it's nice to see these guys, all these players, have an NBA moment in this one. this is just exciting. I'm juiced about this game. I know it doesn't matter. I know it's the deep bench guys. I know some Raptors fans might be sad that the Celtics starters actually killed us in the start of this one, but you gotta love it for our deep bench players, regardless of how you feel about them potentially making the roster and all that sort of stuff. But people are in the chat roasting Deontay Davis. Is he in the NBA? I don't know what's happening. We got Turtle T coming in with the super chat saying, "We the Kidneys Raps Digest back in full swing." You know what we hear, full swing for the preseason, breaking down the latest news. Shout out Turtle T, legend. Well, Turtle T's quietly become the legend on the Jays Digest, on all the channels and stuff. So legend here, legend everywhere. We appreciate all you guys. But let's swing into the awards because I kind of want to chat. I want to get more chats involved. I'm keeping it a little bit focused on the summary and all that sort of stuff. But let's get the awards going because I want to discuss who's actually going to make the roster. And I'm making a video, every second day on terms of what guys are actually making the team, yada, yada, yada. But I want to chat with you guys, especially after our game here tonight. But tonight, the one, the only. I got to click this so I don't end up messing up the chat. Tonight, the Scotty Barnes Award. It's going to none other than Scotty Barnes himself. And as everyone knows, for the Scotty Barnes Award, the criteria is what we call fluid, right? The criteria is fluid. And tonight, just going to the guy that, had the second, just came out most efficient free throw shooter on the team. Tied, it may be a tie with OG Anunoby and Precious Achiuwa, but Scotty Barnes shot 100% from the free throw line. Honestly, in pure honesty, Scotty Barnes didn't do anything too crazy. It looked like Scotty, on a couple of possessions, directly moved out of the way on defense. Scotty's just ready to go for the start of the regular season. Not trying to get anyone hurt, not trying to get anyone rocking. But let's swing in the more fun segments for a game like this, and that is the spicy P play of the day. And tonight, there are a bunch of spicy P-lays of the day that this could go to. And the first one's going to Jeff Dowtin, hitting a clutch drive in the lane, making his move, hitting his patented floater from 5-10 feet away from the rim to put this game into overtime. That was an extremely clutch shot there from Dowtin. And, it also could go to Josh Jackson, who had that hot run at the end of the fourth, then saw his teammates were cooking. That was facilitating. He's not taking over the ball. He's not going to be someone that's saying, "Oh, I need mine because I need to get on a roster." No, he's passing to guys that he's in direct competition with, trying to get DJ Wilson going, trying to get Gabe Brown going, even though I think he's higher in the pecking order than Gabe Brown. But when he saw the team was struggling once again, the fire that we had cooking at the end of the fourth was slowly burning out, slowly fizzling out, especially after following a coach's challenge by the Boston Celtics. Jackson said, "Hey, I can get us back." Came down the lane, full speed, one move, cross, finished in the lane. After a nice cut, I think it was a pick and roll from Birch or Wilson, but then had that smooth spin move I was talking about. The spicy spin move. We out here. Josh Jackson's getting those spins rocking. So doing that, doing those finishes, you love to see that. But there's a bunch of moments this could go to. Delano Banton had some great slashes. I don't know what there's a bunch of moments in this, but those are the two that are really sticking out in my mind. We had some clutch dagger shots at the end of this game as well, so you'll love to see that. And also want to address with Josh Jackson, the level of defense he's playing on the legit NBA guys. Like, he was guarding Peyton Pritchard, who's obviously small and extremely quick. We saw him torch pretty well all of our defenders, but Jackson, he was staying in front, slightly hand checking. I'm catching it. I'm always watching the hand checkers, but staying in front and using those veteran moves, veteran skill set he's developed from being in the league for the past few years to stay in front, use his athleticism. I can't even talk right now because I am so juiced about Josh Jackson's ability. He could be a rotation guy for us. No, don't be sleeping on him. But not all plays can be the spicy play of the day, and some just make you say, "Oh, geez." And tonight, the OG's play of the day, the OG's could certainly go to none other than me, as Raptors Vibes is saying. Nice spin bent. Spinny P is out here on the podcast, ready to rock. What is it? Spinny J with those spin moves. Spinny B with Ben. But I had to break out my spin move for this one. But I think everyone knows what the OG's moment of the day is, and OG's play of the day. Jeez, I'm messing up the name of my own segments, but Jeff Dowtin, absolutely elite game tonight. Floaters, facilitating, playing strong defense. I thought he did a really good job on the Celtics guards. You switch onto them, but got to the free throw line. You know, you want to be cold as ice, right? Ice the game for your squad. Come out and seal the deal. And he got to the free throw line, and rarely do you see the side of the backboard, right, missing the rim completely. You sometimes see the swish where it doesn't hit the rim, but you hit the mesh. Jeff Dowtin hit the extremely rare. These things are majestic. You rarely see these in the actual NBA. You really see these. I coach U12 to U16 basketball. You rarely see these in U12 basketball. But the free throw at the free throw line, where no rim, no backboard, no mesh, and in the clutch moments of a game, for an elite shooter as well. Clearly, he's got an elite mid-range jump shot on him. Doubt what happened on that free throw? The next one he shot as well, I thought might have been extremely short as well. He got the front of the rim, but definitely made me say oh geez in that one. We got a super chat coming in from Realsy saying we might have to cut Bo Cruz. We can't cut Poppy. We can't cut the Champagnie Poppy. And Realsy, that's what I want to dive into once we get to the final alarm. Once I finish recapping the game.
Yeah. All right.
Champagnie Poppy's my guy. He was elite for us last season. I don't want to cut him. I don't want to cut him. But Josh Jackson cannot be cut if he's playing at this level. Delano Banton has too much potential. And there's another guy that's vying for a roster spot, which I think will transition well into your the topics brought up by your super chat. And no, Mr. CJ Lance, we're not bringing back Freddie Gillespie, but the one, the only, the infamous. It's become infamous. I'm calling it infamous now. The Golden Kazoo. I was debating switching this to Dragic as well. Let me know in the comment section if you think we should switch it from Paul Pierce to Dragic. I feel like Paul Pierce has more staying power with hate from Raptors fans or dislike. We don't hate anyone here on the podcast, but one moment that was not that great from this game, DJ Wilson definitely played solid. I thought he was playing in solid defense. In this game, had 9 points, 8 rebounds, knocked down his free throws. Looked like he was making good decisions. He looks like a better rebounder out there than Khem Birch. Hustling, and he played fine to end the game. But there was particularly 3 moments where just a tough look for DJ Wilson. The first one was down the stretch of this game. The Raptors were, it was still not looking like a guaranteed OT or a guaranteed win for the Raptors at this point. 30 seconds left, right? You come down. DJ Wilson kind of cherry picks, gets the ball in the wing. There's like 3 Celtics back, a guy already guarding him, a defender tight in his airspace. And with 30 seconds left, you're not even getting a 2-for-1. You're not really, because there's minimal difference between shot clock and game clock. He just hucked up a weird 3, which confused the heck out of me. The shot that he ended up hoisting up there from above the break, not corner 3, but above the break, sideline 3, contested. Interesting decision there for DJ Wilson. So that was you saw Jack hold back a few comments on the broadcast, and I was definitely holding back a few on my TV for DJ Wilson. But then it's like, okay, you get a chance to redeem yourself. They get a stop. They get this. Marcel's out here coming in with the super chat. Nice spin, Ben. Raptors vibes. Got my spin move. Working on my spin move. Men's league is coming back. But man, DJ played well. I'm looking at the chat now. I'm gonna be focused on the chat for the last half of this podcast, but DJ did play well. But that moment was tough. Then the possession after, they ran a play for DJ Wilson. They used the size, and honestly, I thought he got a really good look to end off the game, but just kind of missed a bunny around the rim given his size. The defender was still in front of him, but you got to make that open layup for the game. It ended up getting tipped out of bounds, and then we were saved by our savior, Jeff Dowtin, the clutch man himself. Right, got his patented floater going in there, but I might have to. Jeff Dowtin makes the roster. I'm making a patented floater animation segment, but that's DJ Wilson. And then at the end of the game, to really seal the deal, to surely lock it up, to have a complete dagger in overtime, he got the offensive rebound again. This kind of missed a bunny putback that would have completed, iced the game. Celtics end up hitting a three. It was kind of close to end it. If the Celtics knocked down another one of their open looks at the end of the game, it would have been a close one. But if we knocked down that layup from DJ Wilson, it would have been fine. But I don't want to trash on DJ Wilson. He had a solid game himself. Let's swing into the segments. We just got through the segments, but let's swing into the final alarm. So I want to talk to you guys about some important topics about this roster makeup. So without further ado, let's get that alarm going. Woo 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 woo. Beep 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 beep. Beep 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 beep. Woo 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 woo. Beep 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 beep. That's right. The final alarm has sounded, folks, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about this game, about specifically this Toronto Raptors roster. And while the chat catches up with me as the final alarm segment plays, I do want to announce the Raptors Digest Fantasy League will return. It will be back. I'm gonna make a little graphic for it, but it's going to be for channel members. Once again, this year, there's a crazy demand for the Fantasy League. Last year, we had to cut people. And this year, if there's enough demand, I'm going to take all the list. I'm going to make a channel members post for the Superstar tier in the community tab. You guys, I'll probably put a link there. You guys can sign up to a spreadsheet. I'll figure all that out after this podcast. But I'm going to get all the emails, and I'll send you guys out an email. And make sure, I don't think we'll have more than 40 people interested, but who knows? But if we do get over 20, then I'll make 2 leagues. So it's going to be dependent on numbers based. But, definitely join up. It's the drafts will happen sometime late next week before the start of the regular season. So got about a week to sign up for the channel membership and join the Fantasy League if you guys are interested. It was a lot of fun last year. More details will be coming on it. But join the Superstar tier. There'll be a post on the community tab tonight. But I want to hear what you guys have to say about this current roster. This current dilemma Masai Ujiri has on his hands, and get a little like spike going as well. Marcel's calling it, but yikes, a few weird comments going on. Riker's not suspended from here. Thank you, Marcel. But we got let's see what people are rocking out with. And final alarm is never 2 minutes. Scooby-Doo, it's always 2 minutes. What are you talking about? And Haroon saying Flynn's roster spot is available, and does the Fantasy League have a prize? Yes, the prize this year is going to be a jersey. I ended up winning it for the Raptors Digest last year. Marcel and I will be in both leagues if there is 2 leagues, so we'll have 2 prizes if there is multiple leagues. But top seed, the winner of the playoffs will get a jersey of your choosing. It could be Scotty Barnes, it could be any Raptors player, any NBA player, but it's going to be a Raptors player because you gotta get that stuff going. But okay, so let's see what's happening. So, currently on the roster, as I've broken down in multiple videos, we have Jeff Dowtin and Ron Harper Jr. currently locked in as 2-way guys. Maybe you could cut them from, it seems like what people are saying, they could get cut so other guys could fulfill that 2-way. That might be the case. We'll see what happens. But we have 4 players currently fighting for those bottom 2 spots. And I'm not throwing Juancho Hernan-Gomez, but he probably should be brought up in the discussion by the end of this video after this game, because there's a lot of guys on this list that should make the team. But it's between Delano, Banton, Justin Champagnie, DJ Wilson, and Josh Jackson Jr. and Gabe Brown, who I think is more of a 905 guy. He's on an Exhibit 10 contract. But those 5 players are vying for the last 2 roster spots. And then we have guys that people are bringing up: Malachi Flynn, Juancho Hernan-Gomez, and Kem Birch. More of our deep rotation guys on guaranteed contracts that people just want to sort of cut to open up space. But I think surely out of the unguaranteed guys, Delano Banton's a lock. Lock it in, confirm it. He's going to be on this team. Josh Jackson, Justin Champagnie, and DJ Wilson are the 3 guys right now that I think the debates are heated, right? That's where people are really, really rocking on. But one spot for 3 of those players. Josh Jackson, I've been raving about him the entire podcast. People are just tuning in. This guy is elite. He's a monster. He's been balling out. Justin Champagnie last season looked like a proper role player. Yeah. He looked like a guy that not only people, what was it? Just Champagnie Rodman or something. There's a nickname going around with him, the Worm, because has an NBA elite skill already. He's an elite rebounder for a guard position. He's out there gobbling up offensive boards, defensive boards like they're nothing. He knocks down threes. His handle isn't horrible either. He had some amazing moments for this Raptors team last year and is young. is going to be developing and has been in our system. And he hasn't gotten to prove himself. He had a fluke injury with his hand or wrist or something that's kept him out of Summer League, and it kept him out of preseason. Does it make sense to just cut him at this point? Does it make sense? Say, oh, you couldn't prove yourself. You couldn't get this stuff going, right? Just cut him, right? Like, is that really the route we want to go? And KR is bringing up a point in the chat. I'm trying to incorporate the chat more for the post game, but he's what is it? It's great. Josh is great, but it's 2 games. He's been great in 2 games, but apparently he's toxic. And yes, there has been some off the court issues. There has been some stuff with Josh Jackson, particularly not showing up to charity events he's promised to going to, and some different things. But he's also been in organizations like Phoenix when they were really bad, and the culture around Phoenix doesn't seem to have gotten better since they've improved their team. I digress on that point. The Pistons and the Kings. So not the best locker rooms to sort of grow up in. He's in his first real high caliber franchise in terms of team culture first now. So that could be that's something you can talk about in the future. But I don't know. What are we doing? What are we doing here, folks? And John Doe saying that Justin's better. I like him off the ball more. That is true, but we kind of do need creators, right? Like our team last season, we had so many guys that complemented players off the ball. We need some more guys that can create shots for their team, and just like Josh Jackson did at the end of this game. So that's what's happening. And Nameless saying, yo, I just noticed, Ben, we have the same hairstyle. I've been switching up the hairstyles recently, but that's the look. But I've seen him get swatted like 5 times. Who is this? DJ Wilson, no inside game. Despite what DJ Wilson was doing, despite the level of play he was providing, he's been all right. He's been solid in the scrimmages and the first game, and in this game he was solid. Despite what Nick Nurse has said just about positional need, I think Champagnie's too elite. I think Josh Jackson has just been so good. If he can maintain this level of play, there's no chance DJ Wilson's making the roster. But Bot Danger, we got some stuff there. People are saying cut Kem, and while cutting Kem might make sense given his injury history and his older age and all that sort of stuff, and you want to rock with the timelines and all that, he's making $7 million, and I know people are like, oh, it's an overpay, it's all this, but Masai Ujiri gave him that contract strategically, knowing he's a veteran, so he's going to get his insurance, he'll be fine, he'll be reliable in terms of what he can do. He's not going to give you more, not going to give you less, assuming he's healthy, but it's very tradable. It's not to a point where people are going to be like, oh, that's a toxic contract, but it's a nice contract to throw in to match salary. So I don't think we'll cut him, and it's too much to sort of just buy out. Scooby-Doo saying I'm handsome. Appreciate you, Scooby-Doo. Yeah, your picture's too small, but I'm sure you're handsome as well. Throwing a selfie in the chat. But Banton over Flynn, that's fair take, right? Flynn looked really good in the first game in preseason, though. Unfortunately, he got that hit in the face. Raptors want Flynn to be the playmaking point guard, but that's not what he is. RC, I see what you're saying. He's really good in the pick and roll, but just creating things for others is not his strongest suit, at least from what we've seen. Kem's a wet 3-point shooter. That is true, right? Kem's looking good. Kem is a perfect insurance big man, a veteran on a team that has playoff aspirations. You need guys like Kem Birch coming off your bench. But yeah, and Jeff Mitchell saying it. Kem's a nice trade piece to match salary. But he was on the Magic, not much of a vet, right? He's been in the league for years, man. He's been out here. Jay is saying sign Ben Rogers. That's a truth. They really should just bring me in, cut Fred. But Bo and Ron gotta go. Honestly, probably in an ideal world, I'd run Josh Jackson on as an actual roster spot, because Champagnie probably would have gotten a roster spot last season if things have worked out. But because he didn't get a chance to show himself, rather than just leaving him automatically, sign him to a 2-way, keep him within your system, and then hopefully he gets one of those roster spots for next season. That's what I'm saying. But we got a lot of bots in here. Will you play Riker or what, El Trickster? Guys, we didn't get to what's its name? We didn't get to 25k subs before the end of the season. That's when we were trying to, because Riker was coming back to Newfoundland early summer. I forget what the timeline was, but we didn't get to 25k subs in time. The Raptors, a big part of that was we didn't have a deep playoff run, so it is what it is. But once we get to 30k, I'm sure we'll play some 1v1. But Coloco's looking really nice. He's definitely going to be on the roster. Cut Wancho. Marcel, can you do polls? Can you do polls in here? But are the reports true that you're holding Riker ransom? What are you talking about, Marcel? It's a super chat coming in from Marcel Martin. I'm holding Riker ransom. I digress. Don't tell me the criteria is fluid. The criteria to get a one-on-one game out of myself and Riker is it's fluid, guys. I've been saying it the whole time. The criteria is fluid. This whole channel is fluid, guys. So you know, it is what it is. But can we do polls in here? Can we get this? Only I can do polls. Okay, I'm not trying to type all that stuff up, but I want to get a poll going. I want to get that stuff rocking. But unfortunately, I wanted to see what you guys' thoughts were. Spam in the chat right now who you'd want on the roster out of Josh Jackson, out of DJ Wilson, and out of Justin Champagnie. Spam that in the comment section right now. Those 3 players alone. Get to spamming. Point those names. Get that stuff rocking. I want to see it visually. Bruh, that's a get milk animation, you know? It's what it is. But man, yeah, Riker broke up with me for Jenny, guys. It's tough. It's a tough life out here. I'm sad. But Riker is not what's his name? I don't even know what that guy is. Harrison's out here with the super chat right before all the comments come in, saying Woj Riker to sign a 5-year deal with Sportsnet. Shout out to Riker. Honestly, Digest Media is we're bigger than Sportsnet, baby. That's what I'm saying. I'd rather be with us than the old Sportsnet folks. But looks like we're getting a lot of Josh Jacksons. A couple of Champagnies. Josh Jackson. A lot of Josh Jacksons in here. Dowtin's already on the squad. Don't worry, Top. But keep all. I agree. That's tough. Okay. So we're going by spam. We're going by spam of the comment section. Ideas. I want to see what people are saying. So if we don't do anything weird, we keep our two-way guys the same, we don't cut any proper roster players, then Jackson seems like the guy that's the favorite amongst Raptors fans at this point. Now, this is the route that I'd probably go. Even though I think Ron Harper Jr. has potential. Hear me out. Just hit me with a yes or no in the chat if you agree. Cut Ron Harper Jr. Give the two-way spot, not a super chat. Give the two-way spot
all right.
to Justin Champagnie. And then keep Josh Jackson on the roster and Delano Banton with those unguaranteed deals. So we'll have Dowtin and Justin Champagnie as two-way guys. On the deep bench, we'll have Josh Jackson. We'll have Delano Banton. We'll have, Wancho. We'll have Kem Birch. We'll have all those guys. Yes or no in the chat. Let me know what your thoughts are on that there. So we got let's see where's Svi now? Svi's on the Knicks, Jeff Mitchell. As I wait for the chats to come in, bring back Aaron Baines. That's fair. That's fair. Scotty Barnes, we're getting some comments. Works for me. Okay. Scotty Barnes, stop spamming. I don't know how to read Mandarin, so I can't pronounce your name. I apologize. But I'm lost. Harper too slow-footed. Harper was really good in those Rico Hines runs, but we just have too many elite guys on the deep bench. We cut someone that I thought was pretty good last season, so that's the route I'm trying to go, right? And yes, Ron Harper can grow. Marcel's out here saying bring back Alex Len. That's tough. That's a tough look. And then tank for Victor. Honestly, the first half of this game, I was ready to break out the tank commander Aaron Baines and get the memes going. But, tank, get that's going. Renegade saying we should like and share this live. Calling for the like spike. Appreciate you guys. Everyone in here in the chat. But no room for Ron Harper. Okay. So this is also a take that I have. Yes or no, this take versus the last one. Keep Ron Harper, keep your two-way guys intact. Their potential, all that sort of stuff. You cut Bo Cruz. And this was someone that I thought would be in the running for one of those roster spots, not a guaranteed guy. But from what we haven't seen any crazy standout moments from Bo Cruz, even though Nick Nurse has raved about his performances in training camp. Cut Bo Cruz, keep Champagnie, and keep Josh Jackson. Yes, no in the comment section below. Let me know. Appreciate want to see the spam. I want to see the spam. See what people are saying. And Champion Gold Gaming is back. We the cheeks. We the cheeks. I love it. Love it. Thank you, Cherry Reaper Gaming. Cherry Reaper? Champion Gold. Did you change your name, or is this another person? But Champion Gold Gaming is a legend in the super chats. We appreciate it. But we got a few yeses. Yeses. So they're saying yes to cutting Bo Cruz over Ron Harper Jr. Cut Bo Cruz. Is that what we're saying? I mean, with the Bo challenge, there's what is he, a mix of a wolf and Scottie Pippen? That's wild. That is wild. Raps. That's big super chat coming in from Cherry Reaper Gaming, saying Raps in 6. Raps in 6, baby. We got a classic preseason tonight. Raps in 1 in the preseason classic. Raps in 6 for the championship. If we play the Boston Celtics, we're guaranteed beating them in 6. Deep bench gonna absolutely cook up Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But got some no's. Okay. Got some no's. Don't really care about deep bench players. Ryan, we live for the deep bench players. Live for them on this channel. But Adam Sandler will train him, and don't worry. True, that's what I'm saying. Cruz over Harper. That's what I'm saying. I like probably bro needs to be able to learn the Raptors basketball. Agree, Renegade. But no, okay. It feels like there may have been some confusion about what I was saying. So I'm getting some no's the more I clarified. Marcel's coming in with his take, saying Ron Harper Jr. has a higher ceiling in our system. And while that may be the case, given his youth and all that sort of stuff, we're kind of win now, Marcel. And Bo Cruz he hasn't been with a proper, given an opportunity, a fair shake. And he's been good when he actually got some minutes with the Minnesota Timberwolves. So, I don't know. It's interesting. Plays defense and all that. There are some difficult decisions to be made. I would not want to be Masai Ujiri at this time of year. Last year, I think we butchered the decision. I'm not going to lie. It's probably Masai Ujiri's biggest blunder in picking Isaac Bonga. I get why he did it over Sam Dekker and Ishmael Wainwright. I thought two of those guys were definitely going to be better fits. Would have had more impact on this team. But these are some tough situations. Yeah, Bo over Harper. So I think, can we talk about how Van Vliet looks exactly like he did last season? That's fair, Jeff. But I think we got to wait till the regular season to really critique guys like Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, Scotty Barnes. These guys don't care. They're out there and they just literally look like they're chilling in the first 2 preseason games. I haven't even addressed their play in this game. But yes, Fred VanVleet was bad. Gary was bad. OG was bad. Siakam wasn't very good. Scotty wasn't very, our starters just kind of sucked. Thaddeus Young was trash. Chris Boucher wasn't very good. Precious was our only guy, and he wasn't even that efficient. Had 13 and 7, but I'm not stressing about all of those guys. But I do see your sentiment, Jeff. But our system is easy. Baines, get Baines back. That's what KR are saying. Should have kept Dekker last year. I agree. Fred looks leaner. He does. But bet the Raptors to win down during the second quarter. I like it. My faith in the bench paid off. 6.5 on a return on $4. Good stuff, sir. Play teles. 1, 2, 3. But stop hating. It's 2 games, and even the season you hop along, frogs. Ray, what are you saying? Stop hating. It's 2 games, and not even the season you hop along. Okay, I see. I can't read. It's 12:30 here in Newfoundland. My reading ability has gone through the ringer at this point. Marcel's coming in with the super chat saying, "Bring back Isaac Bonga." hit us with a yes. Hit us with a mean leg spike. Hit us with a mean yes if you agree with Marcelo. We should cut one of our guys this season for Isaac Bonga, or hit him with the big NO. The no. Tell Marcel to hit Cancun with that take. That's what he's been throwing to a bunch of guys over on Courtside Digest. Then. Shout out to Marcel and myself. We've been putting out daily content on Courtside Digest. So if you want to get the all NBA news, if this isn't enough fix for you guys, right? Definitely, we're drilling you guys with news on Courtside Digest. But Bueno Kitty's coming in. How many games before trade Siakam start? Well, Bueno Kitty, as you know, as a legend of the super chat as well, a legend of the chat. I need to come up with like cool names for everyone in the chat, the legends. But I've maintained on the non-trade Siakam bandwagon, even when it was full force, even when it was almost free tickets to join, when they were begging people there's free ice cream aboard the trade Siakam bandwagon. I was not there. There was one game where I properly just was down on Siakam at last season. It was a low point in my YouTube life. I felt bad. I said, I finally just don't know what to do with Siakam. Then he immediately turned it around. So I'm staying. There's 0 games before I'm actually going to be chanting that. But I feel like a lot of Raptors fans, 3 games if he continues this bad in preseason, it'll be juiced back up again. But OG can blossom. So many donos. Yeah, it's preseason, baby. It's a preseason classic. Look at the super chats. People are getting heard. But Jeff Dowtin upside is really high. Mass Sports, I agree. He's a long, wiry point guard with that jump shot. Keep this guy around. Love to see it. But OG now part of the We Believe team. This year, we making it us as an all-star this year. You can't CPAL. Ray struggling with the CPALs, but I've made a bet with one of my friends coming into every season that OG will be an all-star this year. People call me a homer on the podcast, and while yes, I'm a homer on the podcast, myself in real life is homer to the max. This is, people put on a front to up their personality for YouTube. I feel like I dial it back. I'm a complete, this is why I don't sports bet. I'm a complete degenerate. My Raptors takes just IRL. I bet I make personal bets with buddies, but at OG and OV being an all-star each of the past 3 seasons, I'm down $60. So this year we really need to happen. Ray, I'm with you again. I'm jumping back on the bandwagon. So Wangs, if that answers your question, I'm not trading OG. I'm not doing it unless it's for like Kevin Durant. That's it. That's the only route I'm doing it for. We got a super chat coming in from Bueno Kitty. Shout out Mixtape Ben, Black Mamba Marcel for grinding on RD and courtside. All fresh news. No kazoos. That's right. No kazoos. Only kazoos being blown by the Boston Celtics tonight. Right? Because Raptors fans are happy. Digest fans are happy because got a courtside video out, Raptors video out. Living life. I got a fun video planned for you guys tomorrow. It's try my hand at the video essay style vids. High effort content. Get you guys seems like more people want advanced stats and analytics and stuff. It's a few weird narratives going around Raptors land that I wanna crush. I wanna stomp on. All you guys know I'm nerd. So try my hand at the All-Star. So that's coming. Keep your eyes peeled for that video tomorrow on the Raptors Digest channel. But do you believe that Blake Griffin is the father? Jeff, while I won't address the context of your question, I will say I'm of the belief, no. I think it's Kevin Durant. I will not elaborate further. I'm Team KD on the who the father question. OG won't make it, man. Not with Trent and Fred hogging the ball. Well, yes, Fred and Gary do shoot their shots, take their shots. Scotty's going to have a more ball dominant position. Masai Ujiri made it known this year's a season for OG to step up his usage rate, demand the ball a little bit more, and it could be this season if he's fully healthy. He was averaging like a 20 piece before he went down with injury last year. Let's make it happen. But Blake looked like a skeleton today. Griffin definitely a father. Baby has hair, all that stuff. But do I prefer Wancho or DJ? I prefer Bo Cruz. I just think he's a little bit more mobile, but DJ has been good. Like, I feel like I've been bashing DJ the last couple of podcasts, but DJ has been solid. So I will. I'm fine with any opinion on that front, but I'm just gonna rock out with Bo Cruz over here. DD the baby kind of looks like OG. I think the baby looks like these corn bots that Scooby-Doo is putting out. But OG needs to be more assertive. Exactly. Cloud on. If you just take the shots, like I did, if he had the irrational confidence that I had shooting the basketball in high school, he'd be chilling. He's a much better player than I am, even like relative to the level of competition. So if he just chucked it, let those shots fly, like OG be a superstar, man. But Banton looks nice. MTX, completely agree. Couldn't agree more. Banton looks really, really good. I was worried because he wasn't absolutely dominant in the Pan American Games, but looks like he definitely is better than he was last season. Ron Harper doesn't impress me at all. Yeah, he hasn't had a true opportunity though, so I won't bag on him too much, right? I'm not going to trash on a guy that hasn't gotten a proper bit of run, and he has looked solid in those Rico Hines runs, but if he's with the franchise, I wouldn't mind him, especially the number of players that we have, the number of guys. He's more of a G Leaguer or something on that front. But OG is a Swoles Raptors player. Agreed. But $30 for YouTube membership. Damn. Yeah, that's the GOAT tier. That's if you really want to go crazy. The Superstar tier for the membership, that's $7, I think, for the Fantasy League. You know, you get a free jersey out if you finesse those trades. There's a high demand for last season, so can't be in 3. I'm in 2 leagues already. Fantasy basketball is just a nuts scene for me. Nice. Always trying to make those trades. People that were in the league last year know I'm a fiend for a trade. But I say cut DJ Wilson for Josh Jackson. That's a fair statement. Josh Jackson just is elite, man. This guy is an absolute beast. I'm gonna keep reiterating that, right? Josh Jackson just needs to be on this squad. But build around a younger core like OG, Trent, Scotty, Precious, please. I don't think anyone's questioned those guys. Build around that core. We still build around the core and keep our bigs like Siakam and Fred, but I see what you're saying. But do you get mod or something at GOAT tier? I can add that in. I can add that in for the chats if you want the mod role. If you start being crazy on the chats, then whatever. I'll add that in. I'll add that in as a tier, as a credit, whatever you want to call it. But hot take, Ron Harper Jr. reminds me of a better Jalen Harris. Jalen Harris had some moments with the New York Knicks, playing some games. A lot of Raptors fans wanted him back. A lot of people on the Jalen Harris bandwagon. Sad offseason for those Jalen Harris stands. But Scotty's point's been a little underwhelming. Any idea why? Didn't watch tonight. Green Man, the starters didn't care about this game. The starters came out and looked lethargic, chilling. And I get it. It's preseason. The Raptors usually just have an ugly loss to the Boston Celtics at the start of every year. So why not just get it out of the way in preseason? That's what they were doing. Starters knew, and then they said, you know what the bench said? We're not losing this game. We're turning around in the fourth quarter. Absolute domination. So that's what's happening. Can't pay for mod status. Watch out. YouTube crazy strict on it. I don't know what mod status is. I'm not that folks. I don't know anything about live streams. I just do them. I don't watch. I'm not a watcher of live streams. I barely watch any basketball content. That's why I'm probably more weird than most YouTubers on the podcast team. I'm out here watching like philosophy YouTube videos and I don't know, history. I don't even know what I watch on YouTube. But Lex Friedman, like the nerdy CS guys. But Josh Jackson, this is I'm going off the rails here at this point. Salute fun guy. Salute Kawhi Leonard. Koloko is so promising for this team. Couldn't agree more, Ryan. Christian Koloko is an absolute beast for this squad. It's going to be a couple years. His movements, and tell me if I'm crazy. Write crazy in all caps if you think I'm crazy with this take. Write not crazy if you don't think I'm crazy with this take. I don't know what I'm doing with these chats at this point. But Christian Koloko looks like a taller Serge Ibaka. Just like his kind of how he shoots those like post hooks around the rim. You know, if you're kind of glancing at the game, you're not locked in. If you're kind of just watching casually, you can mistake just the body movements. Right? He's a longer body than Serge Ibaka, but for Serge Ibaka with those shots with his kind of mannerisms, I might be absolutely crazy. I've seen the guy play 2 games in actual Raptors uniform, but am I crazy? Let me know. Koloko has some Embiid potential. Country Kong, I hope so, man. That would be absolutely legit. Logical Raptors fanatic saying, no, it's for real. That is facts. That is facts. But Gabe Brown looks like Adrian Griffin. I haven't seen much of Adrian Griffin, like the person, like his game, or just like how they look. But yeah, I wish we had more spots on our roster, man. We should just have like unlimited spots. That's my take. Make it like 50 spots. Just have everyone must play. Fair play basketball. That would make a lot of stuff. But like me some Lex Friedman. Shout out James. This is interesting, dude. I'm a CS nerd, so CS nerd that reads philosophy. That's right up my alley, guys. But his basement is Hassan Whiteside. That wouldn't be bad. He was really good for a stretch there for a point. But played soccer growing up. He has the footwork. Country Kong, that's a very good point. Didn't even think about that, but you know, Koloko does seem to have, he looks polished on his feet. Like, still the finishing, it's a lot better than Summer League from what I saw. He had some weird looking shots in Summer League, but looks like he's got that Serge Ibaka-esque post hook finishes and stuff this year. So I really like it. I really like his game. I can't believe we got him as a second round pick. But Banton will improved a lot over the course of a year. That's definitely true, Tristan. Hopefully he can keep it up. The one issue with Banton that worries me is he looked really good at the start of last year. The team sort of figured him out, saying, hey, if we go to a 2-3 zone against this guy, it's easy money. He's going to be completely ineffective. And that's what happened. He's a turnover machine when he's going up against zone defenses, when traps would come his way. Not the greatest decision maker. And he's a monster in the open court. But if teams do go to that zone, is he going to be able to break it with the jump shot? Is he going to be able to break it just get into the middle of it and creating, right? You don't necessarily need to be an elite jump shooter to break a zone, but you do need either great jump shooting or great creation ability. So that's the one question I do have with Delano Banton. But make a Scooby-Doo animation. Man, what would the animation be like? What would the design of it? Lay it out, Scooby-Doo. Let me see the Starboy animation. Oh yeah, I've almost forgotten about the Starboy. It hasn't really mattered at this point, Starboy coming out. But did we get a Cameroonian connection this game? I didn't spot one. Honestly, Siakam played 23 minutes. It felt like he played 0 minutes. So I felt like the first half I was not watching a basketball game. I was watching a scrimmage, a pickup, a YMCA league game. That's how I felt watching the first half of this game. And then the fourth quarter, we got ourselves a preseason classic. Have it no other way. Right, that's what we wanna see. But is Max's Whiteside? Jack, come on, man. His Max isn't Whiteside. His Max is Akeem. His Max is I get why people call me homers in the comment section. People gotta understand my tone of voice changes. I talk like this the entire time. But can Gary's defense improve so he's not a liability? KR, he's not a liability. I'll make a video on this tomorrow. There's a weird narratives going around there. Fake, absolute fake news. I'm bringing the stats. But did you see that airball free throw? It's the Sun Goofy. It was a big OG's moment of the game. That missed free throw. It's a tough look, even though Jeff Dowtin was absolutely amazing in this game. But you know, we got a lot of stuff talking about. And man, this team is so good. And I could talk about it. It's a preseason classic. I talk about preseason classics all the time. But gotta save some chats, save some comments for the next video. But Raptors, best preseason game of all time. Yes, no? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. But you guys have best to make it this far. As mentioned, the Fantasy League will be back. You join the channel membership. Make a post after this video. You send in your email. I'll send the invite to the league, depending on just demand, depending on how many people are interested. We're going to go categories this year as well. Limited pickup transitions. There's a lot of drama. I never ran a fantasy league. Riker kind of set up the rules last year as well, but I wouldn't have known any better either. But we're going to go make it professional this year. Make it crazy. No cheese hopping in this season. Even though the trades will be flying, the negotiations will be heated, and it'll be a lot of fun. And winner gets a jersey. So that's what's happening this season. But folks, you guys are best to make it this far. Check out the Instagram, the TikTok, Twitter, all that cool stuff. Check out Courtside Digest, latest NBA news. If you're just finishing off this live stream and want some more content, dropped a video right before the Raptors game on Knicks and Wembanyama, who looks crazy. If the Raptors tank one more season, I wouldn't mind it because Wembanyama would be crazy. He'd be nice. But I'm joking. Raptors shouldn't tank. But definitely check out the Courtside Digest video. Check out the Jays Digest. They're going to be going nuts for the playoffs now. Leafs Digest is back making live streams. So lots of digesting for you folks to have. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.